Hello everyone. Today I am going to explain Sonnet 18, one of the most famous sonnets written by the great English poet William Shakespeare. The poem begins with the famous line, "Shall I compare thee to a summer's day?" In this sonnet, Shakespeare compares the beauty of his beloved to a summer day and explains that unlike nature, beauty preserved in poetry can last forever. Let's understand this famous sonnet in simple English. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Compare thee means compare you, and temperate means mild, calm, and moderate. Shakespeare asks, should I compare you to a beautiful summer day? Then he says, you are more lovely and more gentle than summer. Summer can sometimes be too hot or unpleasant, but his beloved is more perfectly balanced. Next line. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a day. Rough winds means strong and harsh winds, while darling buds refers to the young, delicate flowers of May. Shakespeare says that strong winds can shake and damage these beautiful flowers. Summer's lease means the limited time summer has, and short a date means it doesn't last very long. So even beautiful summer is temporary and imperfect. Next line. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed. Eye of heaven means the sun. Sometimes the sun shines too hot, and at other times clouds cover it. Gold complexion means the sun's bright, golden appearance, while dimmed means made less bright or hidden. So Shakespeare is saying that even the sun's beauty is not always perfect. Next line, and every fair from fair sometime declines by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. Fair means beautiful. Shakespeare says that everything beautiful eventually loses some of its beauty. This can happen through accidents, aging, or the natural changes of life. In simple words, nothing physical stays beautiful forever. Next line, but thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou oust. Now Shakespeare says but, and this changes everything. Eternal summer means the beloved's beauty, youth, and goodness. He says this beauty will never fade or be lost. But how can it last forever? He explains that in the next lines. Nor shall that break thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growest. That break means that will not be able to boast that it has defeated you. His shade represents death and darkness, and eternal lines refers to the lines of this poem, which Shakespeare believes will survive for generations. So, Shakespeare says death may take a person's physical life, but poetry can preserve that person's beauty forever. Next line, so long as man can breathe or eyes can see, so long lives this, and this gives life to thee. So long as man can breathe or eyes can see means as long as human beings are alive and able to read. This means this poem. Shakespeare makes his final promise as long as people live and read this poem, the poem will live, and through the poem, his beloved will live forever. So what Shakespeare really saying is, summer fades, beauty fades, youth fades, even life eventually ends, but Shakespeare believes that poetry can defeat time, because more than 400 years later, we are still reading Sonnet 18. This is exactly how Shakespeare's eternal summer continues to live. Thank you for watching.